Yo, yo, yo. Welcome to Let's Talk Sports, y'all. This your man, aka the Apostle. And first of all, happy King Day to all y'all as we celebrate Martin Luther King's birthday. And we're gonna break down the disaster that happened in Dallas yesterday, make a couple picks and all that, then we're gonna get out of here. Was gonna try to do the whole live show today, but inclement weather had to go outside, do the, you know, clean up shovel thing. But all right, the disaster in Dallas. As people, as the Cowboy haters and all that get celebrating right now is the Cowboys had another letdown, another meltdown, another choke job yesterday that took place in Dallas. And I mean, they got beaten all phases of the game. Nobody had a good game. There's no way you can't just point the finger at one person, even though the main people should take the brunt. Dak didn't show up at the first seed. He wasn't mentally prepared. Micah wasn't getting through like he used to. I mean, a lot of the key players who we would lean on wasn't able to perform. And then schematically across the board, offensive, defensively, special teams, everybody schematically across the board, a horrible game, horrible game. And the egg that's on all the Cowboy fans today is applied and is warranted. You know what I mean? Take the good with the bad. You know what I mean? It could be a whole lot worse, but take the good with the bad. You know what I mean? It's a very disappointing season. You won 16 straight home games, and all you needed to do was win one or two to formally make it to the NFC Championship game, or make it, at least make it to the divisional round. Now, I was never on record for saying anything close to them making it to the Super Bowl, but I did have a hope that they could at least make it to the NFC Championship game. Didn't think they could make it to the Super Bowl. Didn't think they could beat the 49ers, but I definitely didn't think that, yesterday was going to happen, and definitely not happening the way it did. You know what I mean? To just not show up at all, to get totally just blasted and let a team just come in your home that you won 16 straight and just totally disrespect you was just totally uncalled for. Now, not going to do the whole overreaction and say everybody need to be fired, but absolutely, I mean, some changes got to be made. Like Mike McCarthy, love what he did with Dak Prescott this year, but if you're going to go make a move and get a Jim Harbaugh or Bill Belichick, just do it. See, that's part of what's been the problem over the years is, Jerry likes to hesitate with moves and he want to take his time and another team swoop in and take the player, or in this case, the coaches that he's looking for. Mike McCarthy did a good job. So you either got to do one or two things. You either keep Mike and you have to do what the 49ers and other teams are doing. You're going to have to add more and more talent. Because, see, you drafted well and you got players that can play good, but when it comes down to the bright lights, you need stars. Sometimes you need stars to take over when some of the other players are not performing. Like, for instance, next week, when the 49ers take the field, if Nick Bosa's not having a good game, Chase Young can take over. They went and got Randy Gregory. He can make an impact. Hargrave can make an impact. Fred Warner can make an impact. See, you just got to keep building and building and building and building. I mean, while you're waiting for these guys to grow up and mature, the other teams are still getting better. Now, yesterday wasn't the case. You had no business losing to that team. Across the board, that team had no business doing what it did to you. Even though people said it was a matchup nightmare, you supposed to have been able to rise to the occasion and get it done. So that's not an excuse. That's not an excuse. There is no excuse. You know what I mean? But I'm going to go ahead. I'm gonna pick the rest of the games. Dan Quinn, you done a great job. You did what you did. But I think it's time to go. The lack of adjustments. A blind man could see that Gilmore was hurt coming into the game. You could see he could barely move. You got 7 DBs dressed. Sometimes in these games, you got to throw something back at them that they're not ready for. You got all of these 6'4", 225-pound corners on the sideline. Sometimes channel them in. They can't do no worse. You can't do no worse than what people were doing out there yesterday, because guys was running wide open. Guys was running down the field wide open. Look, man, Bland had a great year with the pick sixes, but he could be had. We understand that. But I'm saying is rotate them in. Bring it. You know, they've all had playing time this year. You see Jordan Lewis out there struggling. Put in Israel Matubula. Put in Eric Scott. Put in Wande Thomas. These guys played throughout the year. Put them in. Let's see what they can do. You know what I mean? Every time you line Michael up on one side, that's the side they're gonna go on. Put them in the middle. Dan Quinn had a horrible schematic game. It's been real. You done great. Go ahead and become the head coach of Seattle, or maybe the Commanders. I hope the Commanders take Dan Quinn. But just joking. Now, the rest of the games, I pick Buffalo. Buffalo should beat Pittsburgh tonight, and then also that Tampa Bay Philly game is so iffy because Philly's banged up. AJ Brown's not playing. Devontae Smith is banged up. We don't even know if Hurts is playing. They might be starting Marcus Mariota. Tampa Bay should win at home, but I wouldn't be surprised if Philly find a way to pull that old dog out and pull that game off. But even with that said, whoever wins that game between Philly and Tampa Bay, it all ends in Detroit next week. Detroit will go to the NFC Championship game, and they will face the 49ers, who will boat race Green Bay next week. And I'm not hating. I'm not wishing for revenge, so don't bring that to me. It's just the 49ers are not going to go for what happened yesterday. The 49ers are going to be better all the way across the board at every level. See what I'm saying? The 49ers are going to be able to, get to Jordan Love. The 49ers are going to be able to stop the run, and the 49ers will be able to cover those receivers a whole lot better than Dallas did yesterday. And on the opposite side, you have, the 49ers have everything. They got a good old line. They got a running game. Christian McCaffrey. You got Ayuk. You got Debo. You got George Kittle. They're going to win the game. And more than likely, Detroit will put up a fight, but more than likely, 49ers are going to end up in the Super Bowl. Now, the AFC, CJ Stroud, no question. Rookie of the year, no question. They have a bright future. The only thing I don't like is how they tried to zero in the camera on Deshaun Watson to try to kind of throw CJ's success in the Deshaun Watson's face. Deshaun Watson did that already. Deshaun Watson took them to the playoffs. Deshaun Watson has playoff wins. So, that's not nothing to throw in his face. He hasn't done enough for y'all to throw that in Deshaun Watson's face. Because if Deshaun Watson wouldn't have got hurt as a rookie, he would have been Rookie of the Year too. You know what I mean? Deshaun Watson, the years in Houston was extraordinary. You know what I mean? Deshaun Watson years in Houston was extraordinary. So, I know he got in trouble, and I know he hasn't looked good in Cleveland since he got there, but what they're trying to do, the narrative about, he did what he did in Houston. You know what I mean? And Houston should respect him for that. You know what I mean? So I don't understand that. Now, Houston more than likely will probably go, let me see. It's going to be, they're going to Baltimore. Yeah, it all ends next week. Now, that Buffalo-Kansas City game will probably be a dog fight. Will probably be a knockout, drag-out, gritty fight. No telling who wins that fight. So, I don't know. So, Baltimore will play probably one of them two in the championship game, and I don't know. I can't make a pick on that. It's too soon. We got to wait for that to happen. But that's how I see all that playing out. All in all, with that being said, listen. Everybody, look, some of y'all take these games too serious. It's just a game, y'all. Just a game. Have fun. That's why I don't participate on the social media back and forth, talking about the team stuff too much. If you want to get at me, you can get at me on here. You want to make comments. But I don't do the back and forth no more because it ain't fun no more. A lot of y'all on I ain't gonna be fun. I ain't even being hate. Especially y'all know who you are. The fan base, y'all know who y'all. Y'all take it way too seriously, man. It's just a game. Enjoy it, have fun with it, but cats be really like, look, I hate the Cowboys. I'm for the good. Chill, Slim. It ain't that serious. Peace and love. We out of here. Be blessed. Happy Martin Luther King Day.